Hallelujah. You have won the victory. Ooh, hallelujah. You have won it all for me. Oh, death could not hold you down. Oh, yeah. You are the risen King. Ooh, seated in majesty. Oh, you are the risen King. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Fulfilled Music Music podcast and to another Monday Facebook Live. Hope you are well. Hope you had a lovely weekend. Happy new Monday. Happy new week. Today, I wanted to talk about something that has been on my mind for a while, and that is the power of owning your identity. So recently I was going through a difficult season, and I thought that I needed someone to talk to. And I had a friend who had seen a counselor, and she had an amazing time, with this person. She was a Christian. Um, you know, she will start in prayer, end in prayer. And I was like, and she just sounded fab. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to work with this person and see how it goes. And would you believe that at the end of my time with her, I came away thinking that the summary of what I had learned was that I just needed to own my identity, and there was nothing wrong with me. My feelings were validated. Um, there were a lot of things that I would talk about, and she would just be really matter of fact about it. And there was just something that was empowering about someone telling you you need to love yourself. You need to know who God created you to be. You need to understand who God created you to be, and you need to own it. You're fighting it, don't fight it, own it. And there is something really empowering about that. So today I wanted to talk about owning your identity as an artist, a singer, songwriter, doctor, dad, mom, whoever you are who's listening, and I'm streaming live on my personal Facebook page as well because I'm still in crowdfunding season, um, which I'm extending by the way because I've been swamped, but I just wanted to just come on my personal page and just be a blessing to whoever may be listening as well because this relates to you, whoever you are. Why is it important to not just know your identity, but to own it? It's because it's directly tied to your success as a mom, a doctor, whoever you are. It's tied to your success. When you know who you've been called to be, I mean, think about it. You are, for example, a speaker um, could be placed on the floor and someone could see it. Maybe a kid could see it and say, "Oh, this looks like it's going to be fun for me to sit on it and use it like a chair as a stool." That could happen. But is the speaker being a success in being used as a stool? No. because it's been made to amplify sound. And when it discovers that and owns it, it's fulfilling its purpose and it experiences fulfillment. Fulfillment is something that we all want, that we all strive for. Is the reason why if we don't like our jobs, we want to quit. Is the reason why people think you need to make sure you're with the right person. It's the whole reason why we leave. We want to be fulfilled. We want to feel like life is good. This is all there is to life. And this is why people who are amazingly successful and maybe famous and seemingly have everything they want can still experience depression and can still commit suicide because they have everything. And yet there's something missing. There's a hole on the inside of them that has still not been filled. Fulfillment is what we all want, right? And when you know what you were created to do, what you were created to be, and you own it, you don't fight it, you own it, you live it, that's directly linked to your fulfillment, directly linked to your success. So, as an artist, you may be listening to the podcast and saying, okay, how does this relate to me? I had an amazing discussion today with a fellow artist or creative, I must say, because I've actually had some amazing conversations recently where I found people were doing this and I knew them as okay, maybe they were occupational therapists or they were coaches. They were, doing multiple things. And later on, I realized they were also creatives. They were also, worship leaders or songwriters. And I'm like, really? Are you serious? They're authors, they're speakers. And I'm like, wow. But actually, I looked on Google this evening and I asked Google how many names of God are there in the Bible. And I think it said 976, something like that. Almost 1,000 different names of God. In other words, God performs or is essentially almost 1,000 different things. You can't limit him. You cannot limit him. He is God, our provider, God, our peace, God, our healer, God, our banner. God, you cannot limit him. So why do we feel the need to limit ourselves? Recently, I have been in meetings, maybe networking meetings or meetings where I am with other professionals, and I felt somewhat awkward about the fact that I wasn't just one thing. I wasn't just a doctor. I wasn't just a music business coach. I wasn't just a speaker. I had no clue how to introduce myself. No clue whatsoever. And I would just pick one thing and say, I remember one time I was like, oh, I'm not going to bore everyone with all the many things I do. I'm just going to say some things. And then someone reminded me that I did not say that I was a doctor. I don't think I can physically say that all the time, but actually, some people think it's a bad thing. They're like, oh, you're scattered, you're doing this and you're doing that. You need to focus on one. You're doing this. What are you doing? Someone told me you need coaching. You need coaching. And sometimes I feel somewhat apologetic about it. And I had this amazing conversation this afternoon with another creative who said, look, I am doing this. I am a producer, video producer, videographer. I'm a dancer. I'm a singer, songwriter, and artist. I'm a coach. I'm a speaker. I'm an author. But the central theme is that I share the heart of God. I speak the heart of God. And I was like, actually, why can't it just be as simple as that? Why do we have to limit ourselves? Because as a creative, you may, I mean, I know many of us, we are multi-talented. I know some people who are artists, you singer-songwriters, but they're actual artists as well. Um, and we don't need to box ourselves in. We do not. But what's important is your identity. What is that central message that you have to share with the world? What is that central mission that you want your life to say, you want your life to be about? What is that one thing you want people to remember you by? So for me, I just think of it as healing. As a pediatrician, I go heal children and families and their parents. And, I come home and I sit here and I work with other artists, other musicians, and I bring healing because I open their eyes to see that they are so much more, so that they can step into the identity that God has given them. And as we go through the programs together, there is a change. There is this wholeness. There is something that begins to emerge, and there's healing of maybe low confidence and this lack of confidence or lack of clarity or ways they've looked down on themselves before, and I'm helping them rewrite their story and shift the narrative. And I'm calling out what God has put on the inside of them so their eyes are open to see who God has made them to be. So, healing through the podcasts, through my books, journals, speaking, when I go out and speak at events and speak at places, the songs that I release this year, working on the healing and harmony project. It's a central theme. I may look like I am doing everything, but I'm actually doing one thing, bringing healing to my world. Can you find that central theme? Can you find that central mission, that central message that you want to say to your world? Can you find it? Can you own it? Because as creatives, we cannot be put in a box. We express ourselves in different ways. And now, our hearts might want to express itself by creating this. And then we move to creating something else. And the creation may look completely different. It may be creating a book, creating a music video, creating a program, a coaching program. It could be in ways that we never envisioned ourselves doing. But we are creatives. That's who we are. And if we cannot put God in a box, we should not put ourselves in a box. Spread your wings and fly. Spread your wings and soar and be all God has called you to be, regardless of what it is. Regardless of what it is. And just trust that He holds you. He's got you. He's got you. So, what are the main things you need to think about to own your identity? Think about this and maybe journal around this. Number one, what's your central mission? What's your central mission? What is that thing that you want people to remember you for? What's that legacy that you want to leave? Number two, what is your message? What is your vision? Take some time, journal around this, think about it. And you know what? There's this fun exercise where you can go 7 layers deep and you can start asking yourself, okay, what is my message? And I could say, well, I want to bring healing. I want to bring hope to the people I come in contact with. And then I can ask myself, why? Why is that important? Why do I want to bring hope? And then I could say, well, because there's pain in this world and lots of people are going through pain. And sometimes it's hidden. They don't even realize that it's stopping them from being who they're called to be. And they're limiting themselves and holding themselves back because they are in pain. And then I could say, well, why is that important? Why is that important to bring them out? And just going deeper, going 7 layers deep. Because I tell you, I did this recently with a client, and it was such fun. And she's precious. At some point she'll be like struggling not to shed tears. I'm like, it's fine, it's okay, it's okay. But it was beautiful, just trying to pull what's underneath what you are trying to say. Why is it important? Because that brings clarity. That brings still much clarity. Now you could say, well, why is this, important for me to do? I remember sharing at a summit recently, and it was all about visibility. And I said one of the reasons why people may not show up consistently to do what what they want to do, is because they have not healed these deep hidden wounds. They've not done the inner work. They've not done the inner work. So if you if something on the inside of you thinks you are undeserving of success, you will get in your way and self-sabotage. So in order to make sure you're not stopping yourself from going from for what you want, you need to do the work. You need to discover your identity. You need to know it. You need to own it. And if you need any help with this at all, any help at all, message me. Message me. Let's get on a call together. Let's talk. Let's talk. When is the best time to do it? Now. Start journaling around this. Start journaling around this. You are so much more than just a dad or an entrepreneur. You're so much more. There's all of these other parts of you. Own it, because owning it is directly linked to your success and your fulfillment. I hope this has been a blessing. I hope you've had a blast listening. Let me know any comments, any takeaways, anything that has blessed you. And I will see you same time next week. Another episode of the Fulfilled Musicpreneur podcast. If you have not downloaded my gifts, my ebook and journal called 7 Days to Becoming Fearless, the link is in the description. If you're an artist and you have not downloaded the course, the mini course, Monetize Your Music in 3 Days, the link is in the description. And if you've not given to the crowdfunding campaign, given to the project, the Healing and Harmony project, the link is also in the description. Thank you so much in advance. Take care. Bye for now.